for I GC News, Mema Obibia Akwaba, had the latest hot and qua era mede Bramo. Anuti se uyan subscribe to channel dia bomodia se over subscribe. Dobea se over click the subscribe button. Now our belly notification. We answer video for free be upload no. When the first person was ebeka sa video. Afi we are now like video no. Give us a thumbs up. Na fi. Share my offer so now when you be here now and somewhere also ewo Ghana memano afi tetemara yebura ye somewhere abeto yepono so Kennedy Agyapong ne Anas Aremeyaw Anas investigative journalist wana kupiewo US court New Jersey akoye sembibri ama yebu etia Kennedy Agyapong ama ya award Anas Aremeyaw Anas $18 million as Kennedy Agyapong etuaman say we good hufi de ensembi etuafa no ho enye nokre na yenkohwe story na fe yefa kiti reaction emremo yendi kan kohwe story na ba beto abonten no the world screen so say US court awards Anas Aremeyaw Anas $18 million in defamation case against Kennedy Agyapong. Now can I say a US court has awarded investigative journalist Anas Aremeyaw Anas $18 million in a defamation lawsuit against former Ghanaian MP Kennedy Agyapong over allegations made during the 2021 interview. That said 2021 or Kennedy Agyapong at the Ensembi Ekotuja fa Anas Aremeyaw Anas ho was susu say a good hufi a good anima say na enjano kre eno na akoye Ensembi brekopie US court New Jersey yebuetia Kennedy Agyapong that say asepkese pa na to Kennedy Agyapong. Now, what kind of details? And I say a US court has ruled in favor of investigative journalist Anas Aremeyaw Anas, awarding him $18 million in damages in a defamation lawsuit against former Asante Central MP Kennedy Agyapong. Now, what I say the ruling delivered by the Essex County Superior Court in the United States follows a lawsuit Anas filed over comments made by Kennedy Agyapong during a September 7, 2021 interview on that Fred show. That's a Kennedy Agyapong kupie where that Fred show so na ho and okoka cancer and same way egu Anas ho just say we nyina kupie over New Jersey quarter akoye ensembibri. I say the online program hosted by US-based Ghanaian Frederick Asamoah and broadcast in the Twi language featured remarks in which Kennedy Agyapong labeled Anas a criminal and a thief. Something we and Kennedy Agyapong ekokan that the fresh show so na no na Anas Aremeyaw Anas e de kodan New Jersey court see no ye bua etia Kennedy Agyapong say wotua $18 million e de ma Anas Aremeyaw Anas akoye ensembi bre to say asem kese na ato Kennedy Agyapong or trendy ye pa was asem we ababutu dan na wani kopi court no Anas wo yini master no nim eda honom and also akoye nsembibri amagana for etwene asare ne abasa yebekwa kohwe kiti reaction awode etudwa fa sasemu ya aba betudwa no yenkoti nsemo kiti yenkohwe ono so ne nsema awode atudwa fa sasemu ya akoso pictures bebre pipi mu Kennedy wote courtroom hono mutum se waye busa tese mutum se asem ato no wohwe ne dimi na ne yobia or the tehonoma to say near Manko Yamano crack akoye ensembibri. Yanko share kiti reaction FIS as we are about today. Yanko kiti reaction.
Now, my mentor they see what court and the pictures and the videos. So this is what happened in court. Kennedy Agyapong, you see during the hearing, no, Okojun saw 10 times. Obano anumusio Kennedy ay frail, why mre. Or nantia no you say. Oh, who the onfe. The nisu brino. Kennedy Agyapong you say in the court insue otuso baba go no ada no akodwonso no aba sikeni belebele dwonso ehini esikeni belebele otigana yenkanasem kwasiasam and the America court ye piana kwhye dan ho we otumi gina Ghana court no odidi judge atam ni asoso no so oh Mr. Kennedy oh honorable America court pure water near 7 no America court Kennedy Agyapong pure water near the man say no otedan wo sa akokɔ makache Ghana for sa ankofo na musa so Ghana na oboba no muhunahuna mo daada mo no they are nobody in Europe and America. They are nobody. And Akwa Kennedy was suppressing the power chronim, Ghana chronim. And or down the pure water. My mention more pictures from court today. We have a video. This is a year the see court and the Kennedy near na case in the course not OTA. My mention Joe Markesia Kesium, send a bear bloggers in Benya BBD. Kennedy near case in a course on the a year court. Kennedy Agyapong at one. The lawyer is the trase. Amutumu se mwa ding. $18 million a car at the Kennedy Tiriso. $18 million. Na no kasa. Any nyome bia oye. Ote Ghana. Ena omu frustrating call for. Omu the court a popo call for. The same case in Ghana where we need Ghana judges a time case na manso where we need. Obedu America. Osade sa case na ba ese me wini case ni o Ghana and America court said dabi. The na ekoso o Ghana no sebio no mu bonkuro. This is Kennedy. The lawyer sorry kasa emfa. Boga yemre ye jujum me ma bloggers. The lawyers na kasa no e defend no emfa Kennedy so neto no ye pia na shekona. Showdown, I am re. Showdown, at the court, why din. Judge be anywhere o nimuno. Eye clerk be anywhere o nimuno. Bailiff be anywhere o nimuno. Sa court way, enya ho na kwaka, do you know who I am? Or do you know me? I say Yanka, do you know me? Do you know me? Haven't you heard about my name? If you don't take care, you take care. Sadia de bini America court, e bini ho. Into read my lips and then nakotena kwanchen where Superior Court of New Jersey and young kwanchen court. We any in some course or quarter me ma gallery ni kakra. Akaboga nkwa ne lawyer ba kono yehu be bia wafa. Enti ene da ho no New Jersey Superior Court Kennedy Agyapong ene yemia na hyenche no ontumi nkasa boga yemre onim obi a akwa hunahuna no akoye do you know me? Don't you know I am Dompreh Kennedy Agyapong? Unim se me free fosu. I am the MPP financier ejuma ba enam da pono so ne ntwe na bowe ozo kwa wi akokokon Kennedy 18 million at that table so also per 9.5 million meme 9 million the other day ne ntwe na bo table no so no wi a also pa akokokon and the Anas akoku nentwia bro. Anas say 18 million nentwie we. Nentwi no obo we Kennedy isi ebe wi akokọ ne kon. Obi say judgment today say na heaven be you ebeka obi ane ne lawyer. Judgment today no. Heaven say ya o ebeka obi ane ne lawyer. But that's our lawyer no fum na ka go out to war ai. Heaven say ya na be obi kan judgment today. Ebe say obi ane ne lawyer otu abo so lawyers I'm urinating I'll be back fum no afa second door no ewuram now that want to watch your lawyer judgment today say ya de be ebe ka obi ane ne lawyer okay we air court exclusive na me dem mamu no Kennedy Agyapong na to no ai e koso court wo orkodo 18 million showdown they twe na bo ho no Kennedy so pa akokokon. In the showdown and ye piano ko si enchen momien ko enim gallery na ekoso no afera se boga tenechire sa akonwa no so obi atene mako tenechire na se emu aye din boga kana no esi so read my lips boga reading lips no se o so boga kana no esi so aye saying na se eya giegu $18 million hit $18 million. Ya de apim Kennedy was so tia. Anas kura bo me bo besia. Anas kura me ho kire me ti besia also me bo besia pe 500k ma me fanya me nyoma Anas. Utieti lawyers nyina wi a 500k die wan fa ma me dia me no ba ko bewu. Enti boga read my lips and waka lips na sisi no wakotena nchen. Why say Jose ni braba. Media me ye kote beka me kote ye and the evidence be chiro because when you say ebi mo ho Jimmy Kevin Taylor boa otan Kennedy we anya me Kennedy asemo Kennedy ni Anas na Anas say win $18 million. They see o court no and me de chiro enye bosremu ka me ma blog is eduane edi Kennedy won sensem part 1 and 2. Now koso Kennedy Agyapong niana okasa nka onko di MP no onie ono se ko court we see the trase e kaba akoko kontwa apetire ne tie si fom Kennedy nuane nie we na not radio so ye Kennedy will contest the 2028 elections onie we see the trase mebra de na wakofa be kakra ya yesi ye nende o me rekoma Anas akudi ase no obema Kevin Taylor 500,000. Enti Kennedy nuane nie we na okopri seat na ya nto ama no omo nka no kre de otieche o de minim ebia omo busu panyin na sankofo no ebia omo wo eye African market ni bi no ai enti Kennedy nuane so nie we see the trase ye bo 18 million so no we see the trase say titi wo bi ka titi wo bi kire. Now Niniano still out to me say na wayemre eduru baby no Kennedy nuano you can see amabodju kromu nyiye pressure ba. This year a court season meso me ba be court omom defame me defame me lawyer defame a judge in America. I am going to court. Now let's watch a video. They see our court. Time and a judge and a catcher Kennedy say he has the right to take the next action.
Okay, so
we're exclusive. Uhuno baby, it's all on this platform. Meboni nyina mo ahwe. Introduce some time I understand that this platform is huge. Mashada. Bloggers ni pekakra ko didi. Mitisi yo mo twa ye ko didi. Da be munya would say. Into court no Kennedy. Mr. Aremeyaw Anas. Kennedy lawyers. Anas lawyers. And you could see. Metro, I'll show you the video. And that's what transpired. And this footage, from Anas, they were given the permission to film what happened in court. Court season 1. It may be sure what actually happened. Kennedy the Sheblusha no jina kona hona ye kana asam achire say asam ya kewie. Ye dieti yawo. Uwo bibi aye. Inti this is an exclusive video. Hankwana behuno anywhere else on any platform. Also who say Hane the first place who say video no. I need to ask my team first if I should go ahead and show the video again. Team. No. I've spoken to Omoteki footage, We got our team to go in there. We wrote a permission and then they gave us the permission to film. Inti whatever you are seeing exclusive footage. No. We have done that clearance, Mr. S. Now let's go back and watch.
Okay, so the court's decision, if we start at the end, the court is denying the request for mistrial, and everyone can file motions at the appropriate time, and the court will address everything after the motions are filed appropriately and then responded appropriately. Does anyone have any questions about anything? No. Thank you so much. Good luck to everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming on the record.
So there's one thing you need to take notice of. Anas was still wearing nose mask in court. But over Ghana, judge to meet Tinoka says Anas saying nose mask na yendi asem. You see the difference. You see how our judiciary in Ghana. You see how our judiciary in Ghana, how bad some of our judges are. The judge sitting in that courtroom in New Jersey is looking at the facts and evidence before him. How you dress to court is up to you. It is your presentation in court, how the jury will see you. Whether you wear a nose mask or not, at the end of the day, it is your case, the substantive case, your evidence is what they are looking at. Because they are dealing with the law. They are not looking at individuals. And the law itself is blind. It does not look at faces, background, economically where you are coming from, or financial, or whatever. It's looking at the case, the law. They are applying it. So whether somebody is dread, whether somebody is wearing a nose mask, whether somebody is wearing a face shield, what is more important to the jury and the judge is that look at the evidence before you. Look at it and apply the law and let's see. But don't say, Senya Omubu Asemgu Anas so Ghana was that. It wasn't the substantive issue Anas had brought to court. Anna trying to defend himself. In Ghana, the buati Anas and say yes, nose mask be Anna face mask be. Say Anas say yeah. That means Anas is guilty. This is where we are as a nation. Judge to me say because of face mask, nose mask, because I want you to look in a certain way in my court. You know, if you don't look that way, I am going to call you a criminal. I am going to label you a criminal. That is the danger in our judiciary. And that is what we need to look at. Are we looking at a substantive case that is before us as judges, as judiciary, or we are looking at the characters or the individuals standing before us? And when you go to Ghana, the judiciary today look at the people involved in the case than the case itself. And that is the beginning of our end. And that is what is running this country down. Our biggest problem in Ghana today is that when judges sit in courtrooms, they are looking at the individuals involved, not the substantive case before them. It is all come back now. Check it. Case I say Anas, Lucy against Kweku Annan against Kennedy Agyapong. Now you will see, say it is not about the evidence that was provided or was given in court. The judge now or the court case now odi asemno. He's looking more at how to unmask Anas. And this is how they have destroyed Ghana. Anas instructed to testify without mask. The evidence that has been provided, what do you need mask for? This is Ghana court. And this is how they use the law to destroy lives in Ghana. And see, for a very long time, we made the judiciary look like, say, Nyankopon, we cannot question the judiciary. We cannot question their conduct. We cannot even question their biasness. And that is what some young judges who were actually growing up, that is the thing that was in their head. At a point, they felt to say, when I sit on a case, a journalist or an individual does not have the right to even question the way I conduct my court proceedings. At a point, judges were called by the General Legal Counsel about their conduct in court. And when journalists like us sit on TV and on radio to question the conduct of judges, the judges are able to say, hey, but the warrant at all. So that is how low our judiciary has become. And sometimes people forget. Those people who defend such things, they forget to say, this same court will be used against them. So when people like us sit and we start to question the credibility of some of our judges in Ghana, it is not personal. It is because of their conduct. It is because of what they do. It is because of the way they conduct themselves and how they treat people before them. I can take you back to Opuni's case. Justice Jackson Hunyuga sat in court. Somebody purged himself. The judge said, let us go and come back. I will punish. And yet the person who has purged himself under oath. That is our legal system today. We live in a country where a whole Supreme Court had to go to UK to bring some black book to judge our elections. That is how low our judiciary has come. And it is not me. It is not about a judge sitting somewhere thinking that a young man like myself criticizing their actions and the way they conduct themselves in court. It is not about me. It is about we making sure the system works, making sure the people we have given. And yet, that to me, say among India, court, those people are doing what is right. Because if you don't have the right to criticize you as a judge, then it means we are giving you the free room, the free will to do damage. And that is what some judges want. They want to be democratically autocratic in Ghana. Listen, some judges in Ghana want to be democratically autocratic. They hide under the umbrella of judiciary to intimidate journalists, to intimidate open-minded criticism, and to intimidate the system. That is the pain that some people think that they can force on us in Ghana. So you get young judges who are so politically ambitious, who think they can do things to please political opponents, to put people in jail. And their conduct, their utterances clearly shows that they are rushing through cases. They are trying to please some people's ego. When we question their actions and their attitude, those judges become jittery and become pompous, and they think they can use the same office that we have given them to intimidate we, the people who have made them who they are. No, it is not going to work. And that is what I have been talking about years over years. Kennedy Agyapong sat on national television to tell a sitting judge live on national TV that you are warned. Warn a sitting judge. The Chief Justice then, Eni Niabua, kept quiet. To date, Kennedy Agyapong did not pay for any of the utterances against every single judge, or the Supreme Court judges, High Court judges, the deliberate disrespect. So you sit in Ghana and some people think that it is personal. They think that the little power that they have been given, they can use that power to suppress we, the citizenry. We are not ready to quail in. And that does not do anything to us. Because what is right, what is wrong is wrong. And we are not going to move away from the principles and then making sure the right thing is done. We know so many judges in Ghana who were even the first 40 in their classes. They were not part of it, but they wanted to go to Supreme Court. They know themselves. Judge Chebafo is one. In his class as a judge, the 40 first student, brilliant student, 40 students who were considered to be smart, he wasn't even part of it. But he, at a point, wanted to go to the Supreme Court. After coming to meet senior lawyer judges because we have allowed, some of us need to understand, when you are given an opportunity to sit in our courtrooms, without due respect, you are not God. This is the law. Take your feelings out. Take your affiliations out. Take your political affiliation, religious affiliations. Look at the case critically. Look at the evidence presented before you. Be honest to yourself and your God and the people who have invested that power in you. It is not to bully yourself your way through. No, it doesn't work like that. This is 2025, for crying out loud. It is not easy. You cannot just muscle your way through. Until we need to let the people understand. That is why some of us were calling for serious overhauling of our judiciary. And our judiciary needs serious overhauling. Because from what we have seen over the years, what we have experienced, the kind of inconsistencies, the consistency in the inconsistencies in our courts, now in Ghana, we need to check it or this country will go down. And this government needs to take the most biggest, difficult, bitter pill when it comes to judiciary reforms. Serious reforms needs to be done. We cannot have judges who think or who believe or who in their senses feel too entitled to serve the people. It needs to end. I was say a sucha because we been to me go be board the keke. Near money 25 years. Na kwa siampenyi bi mbokro no enko wi aban sika $50 million ne en kan say plea bargain. No, it is not supposed to be like that. Yen to me Chigana ni nkoto fiase 25 years say or ya hwiase or ya galamsey na Chinese nidi eye excavator gina minim etu amena na ade abechi ade beko court say Chinese fo ni nyina ahye na judge agiatum. That needs to change. We cannot be slaves in our country. No. You, the judges that we have given opportunity and this opportunity to sit in our courtrooms, you are not supposed to turn we, the people who gave you the power, slaves. You can't do that. You need to be conscious about the things you do. Because today, the highest bidder walks in our courtrooms without anything, without shoes, spits shit in any courtroom, and they walk freely. Innocent people plead, get on their knees. We still put them behind bars because there's nobody to pay for them, there's nobody to speak for them. This should tell you something. The judgment Anas Aremeyaw Anas has gotten, they are very embarrassing about this whole thing was that Kennedy Agyapong winning defamation case against Anas or Ghana. No, he lifted that same case and brought it to the United States. A jury said that does not really hold. That is a slap in the face of our judiciary. It means that defamation case now Kennedy Agyapong winning or Ghana, no, basically the evidence that supports the case, no, is flawed. It means judge or tina case, no, so or judges our case, no, that judge is not even supposed to be sitting in our courts again. And I am not saying that all the courts in America are perfect and they are next to God. No, but we are humans. So what the evidence back court with a jury of about 60. Now so much it me rubbish a whole judgment. And like the lawyer was saying, when you win a defamation case, when there's a defamation case in another court, that defamation case now we win, it cannot go and defend that defamation case in the next court. Every case is independent, stands on itself, and comes with its own evidence. So we need to get serious. And my message to the president, the new government, is that our court needs overhauling. Our court needs to be overhauled. We need serious reforms. I will say reform your courts. The leadership, if they are not ready to work, we the people are willing to get people who are willing to work. I don't hate anybody. Yatna Ghana ma, a whole chief justice, a lawyer went to court and claimed that the chief justice had paid or taking $5 million bribe from a citizen till date. This lawyer who basically was reporting his client's statement was haunted. A whole judiciary system was turned against a lawyer who was trying to get the truth out. And you all know NK say $5 million or send the clients otchere say $5 million on her, and the lawyer was just reporting what his client had told him. The lawyer ended up at the wrong side. The whole judiciary was set up against the lawyer. This lawyer went to the General Legal Counsel. The Chief Justice then made sure he used the General Legal Counsel led by Sam Okujato to frustrate the system. This is where we are. I spent almost $300,000 to fight Kennedy Agyapong in federal court in America. $300,000. That is how much I spent. 4 lawyers, 2 backup, 2 face lawyers. Almost $300,000. All because I am using the facts to prove to Ghanaians that things happening in Ghana are lies. The politicians are manipulating the system. Some people are using fake news, misinformation, and people are suppressing the system. Almost for $300,000. I won the case for every single journalist in Ghana, every single journalist in Africa. Anas has won a groundbreaking case, defamation case, for journalists in Ghana, journalists around the world, journalists across Africa. But you get the same journalists, some of them in Ghana, ganging up against Anas. With all due respect, let me tell you, I am not here to defend Anas. Anas is human. He has his flaws. If you know Anas has done something or a crime against you, you have the right to take Anas to court. That is what I represent. But as far as I know, the allegations that were posed, the allegations that were mounted on Anas, the things that Anas was being tagged with, in court today, it has proven, or court has proven, say, none of the allegations against Anas, those allegations Kennedy Agyapong made, Anas being a thief, Anas being a murderer, Anas being a serial killer, Anas being a criminal, a co-conspirator, and all that, today in a court in New Jersey, a superior court, they are saying none of those things had basis. That is what I am looking at. I am not here to hold Anas' hand to heaven, because Anas is friend in Yanko Pona Miniho. Whatever Anas does, I have never been in any of Anas's meetings. My job here is to speak to the fact and what is on paper and what we know. And you might have your own personal issues with Anas. It's his problem. It's your problem. If you have the legal means to go after him, go after him. But from what I know here, whatever was said against Anas at the end of the day has been proven that he is not guilty of the allegations of being a murderer, a thief, a criminal, a co-conspirator, and all that. At least we know the world knows today that whatever Kennedy Agyapong said was a lie. That is what I'm looking at.
In the summer of 2022.
May 17th, 2022.
Yes. And you know, by law, no, there was a period by which Papa no Anka was or responded with what is known as an answer. But so Papa no one file a response, my case no call into default. Now, after a period of default, you can actually go for judgment. Now, a case near file, we filed on 3 counts. But I couldn't say or say a chrome or a chrome 4. The second one was or you would in terms of onuna or behind the murder of Yenuya Ahmed Swale.
Yeah.
Now the third one so say Yenuya no a serial killer in terms of Woku Chinese for Bibrebi Wagana. And then the fourth one is or a criminal, the blanket word criminal. And then the fifth one by implication or say onuna behind would same biana, that means say biana no a trigger man and also no will be second and say perform the physical act that led to the foreseeable events, which is obi a. So we also included a count that he is that he claims that my client or a co-conspirator in multiple serial killings. So that was basically the gravamen of our complaint. And when it went on undefended after the response time now, we began to make preparations to move for judgment. But being that I was in Ghana and we are all based in Ghana, we reached within our network and we partnered with 2 brilliant lawyers who I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate. Atta Wemega Esquire, he was the father figure of the team of lawyers, and a brilliant trial lawyer by the name of Andrew Dehere. These are all brilliant Ghanaian lawyers on this case. And at that point, we recruited them as counsel of record. And the case went at that point. Kennedy's lawyers came in, obviously because near the judgment for the full $30 million. And so he had counsel, and counsel came and also did his thing. Reopen default. They argued that they had a solid defense. And I think right around then, and I almost got judgments from Ghana, almost really see it. And I know so say almost defense to a case I because New Jersey.
We need Ghana, so our case no
exactly.
It's only no almost case. Okay.
So as defense against, but the interesting thing is that defamation sits here no. Say, kind of my the work for court. It's a separate case.
Yeah.
It's not to mean to Ghana and family defending way. You still have to prove the truth of it. And this time, in this jurisdiction, the law is the same essentially because but you sound so free other countries. There are certain times that even though of presidential value, I just said, they didn't mean so India, but we to me the two who na senior or the two more, especially in cases maybe you decided that type of a case. And Emrano is the same as Ghana. Procedurally, there are certain nuances. Sometimes in terms of certain dates, you have to do certain things by And also in New Jersey, Emra drafted complaints. We were fully aware that we were required to prove what we were claiming by a higher standard than in Ghana.
Yeah.
Yes. In this case, and not even that. In this case, we were required to prove our case not by the normal civil standard, but by a clear and convincing evidence standard.
Okay.
And they responded with that, and they were able to successfully reopen the default, which paved way for them to file an answer. And they filed an answer which essentially claimed that there was some sort of back and forth between him and Anas. And we took it for what it's worth, and we forged on, and we finally got our trial date sometime earlier this year, and it was postponed. And then we finally went to trial last Monday. We started trial on Monday, and we put up our case. My client testified. He testified. He brought other witnesses, and after listening to both sides, answer na ever try case the difference between what happened with Ghana and see Johannes said trial by jury into judge or judge Kwaku Annan say judge me say judge me and send Bediatuo but normal people on the streets of New Jersey, tax-paying citizens, and in this case we started off with veneer. That's the technical word for when the prospective jurors are brought in. We're from a veneer. The veneer of 60 citizens, tax-paying citizens of the state of New Jersey, specifically Newark, New Jersey, and its surroundings, were brought in, and after what is known as boadaya, which is the process by which they are questioned to see if they have any sort of bias or anything that will stand
for Ghana for your vetiomo. Say
vetiomo just said obi nim asem wo bi anaso onim obi a asem we fan ho anase obi wo hwa bia nyame bi osom no. So we went through all of that. That was day one. That took from area to the end of the day. And so on Tuesday, we came to court and we had our opening statements. They had their opening statements. And then we proceeded to put on our evidence. And at the close of the evidence, the jury was instructed. Judge, in this case, judge, ometro emrano. Na omodiama jury no omechecho mu omekin kan achro mu first. So paper inside. Akwako decide the different deliberations. Me but me say because okay. And there are some more about Thursday about 4:30. Yeah, the church room running now, and there are some more 4:30. Into now, yeah, I dream say we be an 4:30. No, yeah, caught a punk right around that time, which is I believe consistent with the practice in I know it's consistent with the practice in Ghana. Into no, yeah, no, I dream so. Yeah, take a deep breath and reflect on what has transpired during the past 4 days. And about 20 minutes later, we got word that the jury. So as part of the defense, I think it's only fair that a charges counts now the buy and the civil claims now the buy. His defense was also although Oka said it was some sort of just based banter between him and Union. He came to court and accepted truth as his defense. And so
time I court was say sa counting na model bono no say on Anas back and forth, right? The on the claim of making or say banter. I just say we can't wait internet and share or no. They not all can say obi to be more almost tomorrow.
But all you do court media that was not.
And yes, I know what kind. Ura court no G2.
Yeah, be or maintaining the position say no can ojine or da ho standing by no kan no.
Okay.
Basically remember say practice no kre no di no onye boni bia.
Okay.
So to support that, no, or the movie you try in Net2, who watches a watchman. But they are also by as on only defense, and so the jury had the opportunity to evaluate that and factored that in the analysis. And obviously, it was not the weight that they wanted the jury to accord to it. So jury never bugui. And about 20 minutes later, the jury came back with a verdict, and there were a multiplicity of very quick, and there was a multiplicity of questions that were posed to the jury. That's the way how they arrived at the decision. It's and also unanimous. People who were picked off the streets of not picked off the streets of New Jersey, but they're from based on address, voter registration data. And but within 20 minutes, they saw through everything and said no. So they came back, and there was not even one juror that sided with Yapapana Samuakam.
All against
8-0 on every count and on every question that was posed to the jury, including damages now about no Biedun Komono. And also Crown, there was a unanimous decision. I just say it was a solid decision of the jury. 20 minutes on take it on said there was no doubt in our presentation to what you kind of lay people. These are not experts in the law.
Yeah, they are just
these are lay people
who just sat and used their common sense to come to a conclusion.
No. I will not say use their. I will not say use their common sense.
They listen to you and they listen to the other part. It makes sense though.
And then the law is the law. No judge in this world has any power to bend the law. That sort of conduct is what causes strife and war in places.
Yeah.
America had the judge actually before the judge ever kind jury instruction, but catch your jurors and say, oh no, only to be it's asem mu na adwuma kwa obetwa ne say obekkan mra and that's how it went. But you know what's interesting about Nisi and or a lawyer contrary, even though people don't give him credit for that.
At least Bonidina Anas Asemna working.
But Anas, Anas. Also a very astute lawyer, Onimumrapa, new beer, your dreamano. And and some people walk cry a car, on Jim, but sometimes a team of legal team to we come to a compromise. Now, he has been adamant about clearing his name because I have a personal experience of understanding. It's one of the worst things that can happen to someone.
Yeah.
And he absolutely took the position there. He wanted a trial. He's not interested in any settlement. He's not here for the money. He's here to clear his good name that he has built over time. And in his profession, at this time, Anka also started doing one. So he always maintained that he wanted a trial to the point where sometimes there was a disagreement in the legal team. Now, procedurally, America, peace. Schedule say, and from this time to this time, staff that work out we are dedicating it to your case. It's no small matter.
I know. I've been there. It's not easy.
Before they will go to trial, there's mandatory settlement conference. I better say maybe by this time we'll be say grown or they'll commit to the rights and senses and decide say this shouldn't go on because yes. And I acquire unfortunately me and Anas disagreed with me, but I prepared a settlement memorandum that sought to settle this case for $18 million, just like the jury came back.
You for winning and somewhere Babeto Yaponso, a Kennedy Agyapong, one Anas Aremeyaw Anas, investigative journalist, when it could be a U.S. court, a New Jersey, a Maya Boakye Kennedy Agyapong, a Maya Wade, a year Anas Aremeyaw Anas, $18 million, acquire and Sembibri, a Maya Kennedy Agyapong, and Nakiti, a Hun Semara, a Tudra. Because so you subscribe to channel idea, Bomodia say, over subscribe. Now, I like a video, don't give us a thumbs up, now, share my waffle froso. Now, when you be here, now, and somewhere else. Ewo Ghana memoir. Also betimi otchere wadwen afaye and so we nyina ho ewo comment box ni mu. Mowati minkabium in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.